Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another First Reviews reaction video with your big boy buddy Gore, and I'm here to take a look at the first reviews for Dead Space Remake Baby, which of course comes out tomorrow. Not gonna lie, a little worrying that the reviews they were embargoed until the day before. But I can finally talk about it. I've been playing the game for the last couple days. I have. You can go check my Xbox if you don't believe me. Um, I've been playing the game for the last couple of days. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. I'm at the end of chapter 4, so still pretty early on in the game. A little over a third of the way through. But good lord, have they nailed it? It's fantastic. So if the reviews do not reflect how I feel, I'm gonna be really upset. If we get our Callisto Protocol situation here where I really like the game and then nobody else did, I'm gonna be upset. That's how upset I'm gonna be. I'm gonna take another sip of my Propel. So let's get to it. I haven't seen a single review. I saw that IGN posted theirs up, but that's about it. I have no idea what people think. If they don't think like me, I'm gonna be upset. Well, let me get through my a couple of my thoughts real quick with the game. It looks gorgeous. Though the Ishimura has never looked more beautiful. It looks fantastic. Combat is great still. The dismemberments and all the necromorphs blowing up and stuff looks great. The pieces, the chunks that fall off of them is nice. The new additions to the game, like the new secondary missions you could do and stuff, and even like the new abilities for your guns, and just like little improvements, like just like adding Isaac as a character this time, just make the game feel better. Also making Ishimura just one big environment that you unlock as you progressively get through the game, so it feels a little bit more like a Metroidvania. It's awesome. I love it. I'm loving it so much, and I'm so glad it's good, because I'm sure that means people are gonna buy it. People are gonna love it, and Dead Space is back. Anyway, so I just wanted to get that out. I'll probably do my own video for it, maybe later today. I want to play maybe until chapter 6. So I'm like, almost halfway through at least. Anyway, so let's get to it. Let's go. So I'll do like a first impressions video. I'm gonna guess. I really don't see this being super low, so I'm gonna guess at least an 85. It's gotta at least be an 85. Like, I see some people will probably say, yeah, but like, it doesn't change that much. And that's true. It doesn't really change a lot. You're still doing a lot of the same stuff, but it's just so well done. And the little things they added are so cool. I like it. Being able to float around in 0G whenever. That's like whenever you're out there and you're not just like jumping back and forth between things, just like in Dead Space 2, you actually can float whenever. Awesome. Anyway, let's get to it. Come on. Don't fuck with me. Anyway, let's get 3, 2, 1, and doop. Yeah! Yes! Yes! Look at that score. Look at a fat 90. That might be higher than the original game. Oh, you guys are smart. Oh, okay. Well, I think that might actually be what the original got. 89. I'll take an 89. Oh man, motive. Hey, you guys nailed it. Like, I was a little worried, just a little teeny bit worried, because they made one game before, but they haven't made like a ton of games, and the last game they made was a Star Wars like space shooter, or not space shooter, you know what I mean, like a kind of like a space sim almost, but they nailed it. All right, taken as a whole, though, Motive Studios' Dead Space Remake is an unmitigated success that builds upon its predecessor story in small yet meaningful ways. That's true. It both looks and sounds, from what I played, again, haven't finished it. It looks and sounds phenomenal, and the necromorphs at the heart of the horror action still remain one of the medium's most bone-chilling adversaries ever. It's been a long time coming, but Dead Space is finally back to make us whole again. Yes. Dead Space Remake is more than just a remake. It's a whole new game. Motive has done a titanic job to give a second life to one of the masterpieces of the survival horror genre. Not only its graphics are a real slap in the face, and its sound design is absolutely fantastic. But all right, well, they're not. I'm assuming FR means French. But the few gameplay adjustments and the work on the level design offers a real added value. Even those who know the original game by heart will be surprised. I don't know the original game by heart, but I already immediately noticed, like, wait, I can go here when definitely couldn't go there before. Oh shit! And I went to like areas I knew I wasn't allowed to go to yet, and I'm like, there's nothing to do here right now. That's the one thing that's a little weird, is that there's areas you can go to where you go there, you fight some of the necromorphs, and then there's nothing to do. You can't do anything because you need to get like a certain thing so you can open a door, and you're like, oh, I, I'll just leave. Bye, you know, which is really cool. I mean, it's cool. Hey, it's cool. I like it. Not only its graphics are a real slap in the face, but they and the work on the levels design offer real added value. Even those who know the original game by heart will be surprised. An incredible dive into horror and a real new gen slap in the face. What's with the slap in the face? Now we only want one thing: the sequel. And quicker. Oh man, I would love if they did Dead Space 2. How quickly they made this game. Like, I really thought we weren't gonna get this for like at earliest the end of this year. But dude, when they announced it, like, what, a year and a half ago at this point, I was like, there's no way we're getting this in a year and a half. There was no way I thought we were gonna get that in 2 years, let alone a year and a half. But here we are. Because I want to say they announced this last July 2021, right? Anyway, Dead Space, and I thought that meant it was probably early in development, because what we saw there was like I guess more of, I don't know if it was a CG trailer, but it definitely doesn't look as good as that trailer. It looks fucking fantastic. Either way, Dead Space is one of the best survival horror games ever made. It takes a masterpiece of the genre and allows its biggest strengths to shine brighter than they ever have, while also improving upon it in meaningful ways with smart changes and additions. Hell yes, I agree. I agree. Dead Space doesn't just place you into the role of Isaac Clarke, it forces you into his head too. Yep. You're constantly questioning if the apparitions he is seeing are real, and his physical reaction to the unbelievable events aboard the spaceship only fuel yours further. You are completely at the whim of the USG Ishimura, and it never lets you forget that. Ultimately, Dead Space is a game that a lot of the horror developers can learn from when it comes to creating suspense and a feeling of dread in its players. Yeah, and as far as remakes go, Dead Space has me thoroughly pining over a decade-old series. That's a success, if you ask me. Yes. A bunch of 10s, by the way. Let's see who else. What did IGN give it? Probably 9, I would assume. Oh, they didn't give it an 8, did they? I mean, they just don't have a review up yet. I mean, they do, but they don't have their review up on here yet. An excellent remake of a not quite classic. Wait, what? An excellent remake of a not quite classic survival horror? What the fuck are you talking about? What? Yeah, it is. Dead Space is 100% a classic. What the fuck are you talking about? That nevertheless makes a convincing argument for the continuation of the series. What the fuck? What? Maybe in your eyes. Don't say it like it. That's the fucking truth. Dead Space is a classic. I don't want to hear it. 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 You gonna say that? You better get it away from me. 2023's Dead Space remake masterfully treads the line between doing too little and too much to revitalize a game that has aged so well. Many of the mechanical changes will go largely unnoticed by the average player, but they do wonders to bring this classic back in line with its contemporaries. Yeah, there's just like little additions. Like I think you move faster too, and I didn't notice exactly. I feel like you move faster, which actually adds a lot to the gameplay if that's the case. I could be wrong. I feel like you do move faster. I felt like when I was fighting like one of the brutes or just some of the other necromorphs that were piling on me, I could maneuver out of there a little bit easier. But it's been a few years since I played Dead Space. So. The new Dead Space is a mostly successful. All right, I don't need to read all of them. Let's read a 9 out of 10. God is a geek. I like God is a geek. Dead Space is a fantastic remake, taking what was great about the original and adding plenty of smart and impressive features. Dead Space kicks off 2023's AAA horror lineup, with a seamless, masterful execution of action and frights. Just give Motive Dead Space 2. Just give it to him. Let them do it, and then let them make their own Dead Space 3. At that point, I think they'd be very, very comfortable. I know they're making an Iron Man game, so we're probably not gonna get a Dead Space 2 remake anytime soon. They're making an Iron Man game, which I'm not even gonna lie, that sounds cool, but I'd rather just have another Dead Space game. Rather than reinvent the wheel, Motive made Dead Space look nicer, play better, and preserve the core of the experience. Its new flourishes add to that enjoyment instead of subtracting it. I agree. This remake, because if you don't want to do any of the side missions, it seems like you could fucking skip them easy. Now, I will say, I got to a certain point where it looks like to get the other rigs, you have to do side missions, which I remember it not being like that in Dead Space. Wait, hold on. Am I recording at 720p? Oh, fuck. I just realized that. I'm sorry. Well, 720p video. I forgot to switch that from when I watched Velma earlier today. But, what was I saying? Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Whatever. First encounter with Necromorphs without making me miss the original version. It also acts as the perfect entry point for newcomers since it feels on par with today's titles. I hope this exceptional revision signals to EA that Dead Space has plenty of gas in the tank and becomes a harbinger for more horrifying stories in the universe. Yes, I agree. I'm glad everything's coming back, man. Silent Hill's back. Dead Space is back. Resident Evil's been back for a little while. Now just the Suffering needs to come back. Remember the Suffering? 89. That's good with me. I'll take 89. I've been playing on Series X though, to be fair. So I could have gone on Series X or PS5. I was like, you know what? I played all the other Dead Space games on Xbox, and also I've played too many games recently. Or I bought too many games recently for PS5. So let me do this. Anyway, let's go on to here. OpenCritic. All right. Oh, a season came out too? Shit, I didn't know that. There you go, 88. That's what I expected. That's what I expected, considering all the other consoles were around the same. Anyway, reviews for Hi-Fi. Look at, whoa, 9.5 and a 10 out of 10. Dude, hey. The year's starting off pretty good. Like, Forspoken ended up being a disappointment. Sure, I played like an hour and a half of it. I'm not sure if I really want to play too much more, considering how much other shit I want to play. But Dead Space Remake and this fucking game that literally got announced yesterday. Two really great scores so far. I mean, I don't know how they finished it so quick. I think the game is pretty long, but whatever. Anyway, and I don't think anybody got it early. So there's a 7 out of 10. There's the 9. Oh my god, I'm so glad it's good. I mean, I've played it, so I was way less worried about it. I was like, all right, with Callisto Protocol, I was kind of surprised because I really enjoyed what I played of that game before the game came out. But when I read the reviews, I'm like, okay, I get it. I still really like that game. And they just actually added New Game Plus mode, and I was actually really clamoring to play it, but I got rid of it. Because I try to get rid of games when I finish them and there's literally nothing else to do at that time, just to make some of my money back. I know the game will be super cheap in the future, so yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much the same reviews. I'm not gonna read it anymore. I don't think. ACG gave it a buy. Here's their 10. 4, 5. Ah, sorry. I wonder what IGN gave it. Yeah, I'll look later. My guess, 9 or 8, either one. I don't think they'd give it a 10, but who knows. And yeah, so there you go. Maybe IGN was here. I just didn't notice. There's a possibility. James Wood reviews his games? Oh, shit. When he's not pissing people off with his dumbass takes, he reviews Dead Space games. Oh, yeah, IGN right there. Yeah, 9 out of 10. There you go. Alright, Dead Space is a superb remake and undoubtedly the definitive way to experience one of the best survival horror shooters that Capcom never made. Yeah. No recommendation. What? While a fine piece of craft and a sumptuous reworking of the setting, EA Motive's Dead Space remake sheds a little of the 2008 game's enchantment. I don't really agree. I think it's like, I don't know. It feels great. It's so, like, I was worried from what I saw in the gameplay, cause I'm like, I don't know, gameplay wise, it seems like it could be hit or miss, because of the way, like, you move and the way the gun aims down and stuff, and there's a possibility it could not be good, but it's good. It's good, guys. Don't worry. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Dead Space Remake. It's good, baby. Oh, it's good. I want to play more of it probably soon, actually. Very soon, probably right after I'm done recording this and maybe a couple other videos. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Until next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.